several smaller scale factors like human biases, tendencies, actions, like the 7 deadly sins, greed, lust, or whatever. When like one or two of these are in effect, it's all right. But when like 5, 10 of these are in effect, it puts the person into a Lollapalooza effect. And then the person tends to do crazy things when they're in the Lollapalooza effect. The outcomes are very strong. One crazy thing is like people joining cults and then suiciding, like thousands of people suiciding together. That's because they're in the Lollapalooza effect. It's easy for people outside to judge these people and say, how could you like kill yourself, you know? But they're in the Lollapalooza effect, and once you're inside of it, it's like you can't get out. It's very strong. And here's like some of the crypto. I broke down like some of the biases in crypto, and we can see like what triggers like the Lollapalooza effect in crypto. So the first thing is greed. Like a lot of people are greedy. That's like, oh, maybe all of us are. The second thing is, this is basically, they do a research, and then they ask, like the result is 96% of the population think that they're above average. 96% of the population. And I think that the other 4% misclicked the button. So we can just say that like everyone thinks they're above average. So what does this say? I think I'm above average. So when I look at the crypto market, I'm like, hey, if I can do more than average of the people, it's like if I think I'm in the top 20, top 10%, of course I think that I can beat the market and then trade and then see through people's manipulations and like try to do better than them. But like that's not the case. It's an illusion, and this is an internal bias that every one of us has. And then like the other bias is survivorship bias. Like I said here, you see this chart, like maybe this chart is maybe like 2 or 3% of the time, or maybe 5% of the time true. And this chart is true like maybe 90% of the time. But you see this 90% of the time through like all the marketing and media and everything. So this chart doesn't happen that much. So survivorship bias, and then authority bias. Elon Musk is tweeting about Bitcoin and saying how great it is. Like, of course, a lot of people are going to buy it. And then there's the bandwagon effect. Like 5 of your friends bought Bitcoin the last 3 months, and like you're the 6th friend. What are you going to do? Like stay like different than all your friends? And then there's a sunk cost fallacy, which is I lost 20% of my money. If I can wait a little bit more, it will increase back up and I can sell it there. I'm still in this fallacy. And then there's the Dunning-Kruger effect, which most of us know. Like some people hear about Bitcoin for a couple months, and then we think that we're at the peak of, and then we're like, we think we know a lot and be at the peak of Mount Stupid. And then after 1 or 2 years, we understand that, wow, it's like, yeah, that we didn't know anything about anything. And then we're in the valley of despair. And yeah, and then there's the anchoring effect. Like, when did you first hear about Bitcoin? Did you hear it when it was $1,000? Like, when did you start tracking it? People tend to behave differently depending on what price they heard Bitcoin. So if they heard it at $10,000 and then it went up to $20,000, they're thinking, oh, I could have gained 2x. So that's the general thinking. But Bitcoin was 10 cents 6 years ago. Like you could have earned 10,000x, but that's not how we think. We anchor depending on the first price that we heard it from. So people who hear it today, they anchor it to $50,000 and then go from there. And then there's the confirmation bias. So some of these like coins, while I was getting wrecked, like this one, I was on Bitcoin Talk. By the way, Bitcoin Talk is the forum where like the initial developers and everyone was communicating in. And I go there, I read everything, I go to Reddit, I go to Twitter, and then I like scroll down and I see like 4 things that says this coin is a scam, and then I see one thing that says that coin is very good, and then that's what I read. And then I scroll down and I find another thing. So I'm constantly there like trying to confirm that the coin is gonna go up. So it's and these are like, you know, like 10 biases that I've like run into a lot. So each scam or each coin uses like these in a different way. It's like some of them mix, like it's like a recipe for Lollapalooza effect, and the crypto market is like actually using these very well. And like some chefs like put like, oh, let me put a little bit greed and then like a little bit authority, like put Elon Musk's name on it, and then maybe put a little bit like sunk costs, so like a little bit of like the anchoring effect, like anchor it somewhere, and you know, they put like these in their recipes, and there's like maybe 100 other biases that they use as well in this market, and every coin uses like different stuff, and every scam uses a different technique. Some of them are very successful. It depends on the Lollapalooza effect that's created, plus our personality. So not every Lollapalooza effect fits us. So imagine taking this greed and changing it with lust. I have friends who got scammed from Tinder plus crypto, because they had lust, and not just greed. So it's like, you know, you can switch off all of these and then create like different versions of the scam, and there you go, like a way to lose money. So Lollapalooza effect isn't just like, it's not just a bad thing. It's used for good stuff as well. Alcoholics Anonymous is one of the notable mentions. So they create like this effect in that group, and it's like the no drinking rate of a new person who enters Alcoholics Anonymous is 50%. So that's an incredible number. Like one of every two alcoholics who join it never drink again. That's incredible. So the Lollapalooza effect can be used for good or bad, and of course it's used for bad more often than not. So with all of this information, what can you do? Like, what are you gonna do, like in the crypto or like your life in general?
Hey guys, thanks for watching my presentation. The details are in the description below, and if you want me to create more videos on the Lollapalooza effect, biases in crypto, and what you can do or you should be doing to combat this, please let me know your interest by subscribing, and if I get enough subscribers, I'll start making videos on these. And for scammers out there, if you want someone to take a look at the Lollapalooza effect in your shitcoin, feel free to reach out for a consultation.